Located along the wild Atlantic Way, Mayo is the heartbeat of the West. Renowned for its rugged landscape, its natural beauty, world-class visitors' attractions, culture and historic charm, a rich sporting tradition, a great place to live and work. But most of all, what makes Mayo unique, it's our people, both at home and abroad, who take great pride in the county. Warm, friendly and welcoming to many nationalities who have come to live and work amongst us. We are Mayo.
I came to Mayo in 2002 and I've actually had a child first. So I was busy as a mom and kind of getting settled. And I really loved it in Mayo. I felt exactly the feeling when I was a child, when we had a very peaceful and kind of very regulated times under the communist rule. So I actually felt exactly the same. And the stability of it and the friendliness of people and everything was just so kind of settled, and I really loved it. And I said, no, I don't want to go back to that chaos again. And that's kind of, I started to look for opportunities myself to maybe retrain and to find my ways in Mayo. What would I be doing? So I found a project called Mayo Cultural Action, and I'm with this project working for over 10 years. Now I'm working with people based in Direct Provision Center in Ballyhonis. And this is, I think, the most rewarding job that I've ever had. I think the value of it, that I can instantly see the difference that I make to people's life. And what I do help people to navigate their ways around Ireland, because they're new to this country, just exactly as I was at the start, 20 years ago. Well, the things I like more about Ireland, as I said, they're people, Irish people, Mayo people, as well as the nature. I really admire local landscapes, whether it's green or coastal or bog or anything. It's absolutely fascinating. Yes, I think it's the most beautiful place in the world. And also, to compare to Russia, there's a lot of similarities between us. We also love gardening, we also love our drink. Yeah, what I love as well, Irish people love to gather. They're very social. They gather with families, and this is exactly what we used to do before the collapse of the USSR. We used to gather as a big family, and that's something that I really missed. I'm fortunate I have, two places to call home, Mayo and Russia, but I think I definitely choose to stay in Mayo for the length of my time that is remaining. And I wish everyone happy Mayo Day, and I want to say that in Russian, Счастливого дня Mayo.
So I came to Australia in 2008. It'll be 13 years this November. Originally I came for the work and holiday visa. I just wanted to do the backpacking thing, have a year out after college. And I came to Sydney first, spent a few months in Sydney, then went to Brisbane, working as an agency nurse. And then I came down to Melbourne, and I've been here ever since. After the first year, I thought, I'll stay a little bit longer. And I got a job with a hospital here. And they offered to pay for me to do a postgraduate course in intensive care nursing. So I did that, and then another couple of years passed, and then I became a permanent resident. Then I met my husband, Michael, who's an Australian. So I've been living in Melbourne all that time, and recently we moved out to Gisborne, which is about an hour outside of Melbourne. We have 2 children here, and life is good. I've settled in really well. The people are lovely here. The work is nice. Nursing is very similar. There's lots of Irish nurses here as well. I've started to enjoy watching AFL football as well. Like Gaelic, a little bit different, but there's lots of Irish footballers as well playing. So that's good fun. And I'm pretty lucky because I've got some family here and some cousins. There's a really big Mayo network in Melbourne, and usually you see everyone at the All-Ireland final packed into an Irish pub somewhere with the Mayo jerseys on. It's such a fun night, sometimes 2 nights if there's a replay. But I'm really looking forward to the next All-Ireland final that we get to. Most of my closest friends here are actually from Mayo. So I think the connection always stays with you, no matter where you are in the world. like I said, I live in Gisborne, which is an hour outside of Melbourne, and my best friend is from Newport and she also lives here. So yeah, it's really nice. And there's lots of things I do miss about home. My favorite thing to do when I get home is to climb Crowhattrick. I think the view from the top of the Reek is the most spectacular view you'll ever see anywhere in the world. And I love it so much. My husband actually proposed on the Reek because he knows how much I like it there. I also love a day out in Achill, just driving down to Achill and going down to Keene Beach. And another thing I love about home is just going into Castlebar town and seeing all the familiar faces around town and all the locals. You really feel like you're at home. And yeah, of course, I miss my family and friends every single day. And I'm really looking forward to getting back there soon. I had a little girl 5 months ago, so my family haven't met her yet. So I'm really looking forward to bringing Eva back to Mayo. I just really want to wish everyone a happy Mayo Day and enjoy the celebrations. And I'm really looking forward to getting back there soon. Lots of love and take care from Melbourne.
I came to Ireland in 2006. The reason I came to Ireland to Mayo was because my best friend was here. And he called me one of the days, it was actually Wednesday, he called me, do you want to come over to Ireland, to me? And I said, yeah, why not? So the Sunday that I was here in Ireland, in Mayo, and I stayed in Mayo. I'm all the time here in Ballina. I was working 10 years in Ballina in one coffee shop where I find my love to coffee. And this is my passion. And now in 2019, myself and my business partner, we established a business, Kafa Coffee, where we roast our own coffee and we create unique blends for our customers. In 2020, we opened a cafe at the North Mayo Heritage Centre in the Crossmolina. And because of the COVID, we really couldn't do as much as we wanted. But it's still the summertime brought a lot of customer to us, and we just love this place. So in this summer, we are looking forward to reopen and get more customer in, that people can enjoy our coffee and just to see how beautiful this place is. And Mayo is really, really amazing place. My favorite place in Mayo, it's Achill Island. I just love to go there on my days off when it's nice weather, even if it's raining, when it's big waves, just like flashing through the landscape, and it's just beautiful. In 2019, myself and my business partner, we took part in the New Frontiers program when a year after we ended up winning it with our unique CBD coffee. After that, we were trying to find a place for a home for the Kafa Coffee in Ballina and in Mayo area. There was a lot of help from the social welfare from Mayo Northeast. There was a lady called New Charlton. She helped us a lot. Local authorities, they were very helpful to us. They helped establish our business, and we're very grateful for that. We took a part in the Food Academy program that's sponsored by the Super Value and Musgrave. We find it very helpful as well. Our coffee, we are in the 5 Super Values around the Mayo now with our coffees, and there's lots of help out there. You just need to reach it. Just go to ask your local authorities for any help if you want to establish the business, and you will find the program there. You will find the help there. I intend to stay in Mayo for a longer time. Mayo, it's become my home now, and I want to get my family, to raise my family in here. And I would like to wish everybody the happy Mayo Day. So, szczęśliwego dnia Mayo.
I first came to Vietnam in July 2019. I moved here with my friend Louise. So we had both finished college and we wanted a different experience. So Vietnam really stood out to us. Louise knew a girl there and it just sounded great. We had both done a TEFL course. We wanted to teach English. So yeah, we were looking up places and we decided to go to Vietnam. We had started out, our plan was we'll try 3 months, see how it goes. 3 months flew by and now we're on our 2nd year here. which is mental. We never thought we'd stay that long. The weather here at the moment is it's a bit of thunderstorms. It's just started into rainy season. But before that, the weather is lovely. So hot, so nice. Hardly any rain. But so yeah, big difference to Ireland. And there's a lot of differences to Ireland from living in Vietnam. Everything is different. It's a completely different experience. So we drive motorbikes over here. We don't drive cars. You couldn't drive a car over here. The roads are crazy. They are mental. But yeah, it's all such an experience. The food is very different. It's all rice, noodles. You buy a lot of street food, which is very cheap. And you can get a lot of Western food over here as well. You can still get like your pizza, burgers. You can actually get your Sunday roast as well in a few bars. Our social life is good as well. There's loads of bars, clubs, loads of places to eat. We eat out nearly every day because it's just very cheap. Well, surprisingly enough, there's actually an Irish culture over here. We have a big GAA club here in Saigon called Saigon Gales. So we've tournaments every weekend, training every week, and it's great fun. It's a great chance to get in touch with all the Irish over here, and there's a big Irish community as well, so it's great. So I teach English, maths, and science to grade 1 students, and I am in 3 different schools. So you're going to different schools, mainly every day. And yeah, I love it. It's such a good experience, and it's very interesting as well. And what I miss from home, oh God, obviously I miss my friends and family, but I really miss the fresh air, nature walks, the countryside, the little things really. You'd miss driving a car as well, and yeah, the fresh air and everything. And I'd just like to wish everyone back in Mayo a big happy Mayo Day with the Mayo jersey on here. And I hope you have a great day. And I miss you all. And I can't wait to get back to Mayo soon. Okay, goodbye.
Assalamu alaikum. We are in Ballyhonus Mosque today. This is just my story to how I moved to Ireland and in County Mayo. I moved here in 2003. It was May. I remember vividly because it was just a great cultural change. I remember it being very cold in May. I remember leaving Pakistan probably 35 centigrade, moving here probably, wouldn't be surprised if it was minus 10 or something in May. So moved here in Ballyhonus. Remember going to school the very next day. Haven't a clue what was happening. The language was different. I remember for the first 2 months, the only thing we were doing, we were just trying to learn English, which was very basic to, this is tea, this is a ruler, this is a blackboard. We started from there. So that was only 18 years ago where my English was that basic. Finished my leaving cert, then I went to college in County Sligo for about 4 years, came back again in Ballyhonus. The reason we were in Ballyhonus is because my father, who lived here in 1970s and 80s, he was with Halal Packards. It was a big company at the time. So the mosque and a huge kind of a Muslim community was brought up here because of that particular reason, because the employment was huge at the time in that factory, which is now a different company. And then we just stayed here. My mother, she just found a home here. She had a few friends, and she never wanted to move from here because she just liked the closeness of the community here. And then obviously we had our friends here. Remember when we were growing up, there was rivalry where we'd have like a Pakistani 11 and then Irish 11 playing football. I remember, we'd be using private grounds like school grounds. Remember being kicked off from there, on the weekends because we weren't allowed in insurance reasons. But remember then going to the rugby pitch and then DA pitch, just, trying to have a match. It was a great crack back in the days. 11 against 11, going at each other, and then next day we are in school, probably hugging each other and stuff. So my involvement with the community really started when I was a part of Mayo Sports Partnership. I was working with Mayo Sports Partnership because I was a big part of cricket here. We have a cricket club that I kind of manage and captain. So we didn't have a cricket ground. So in relation to that, we started communicating, and that's when I found Mayo Sports Partnership, and they were great help when we got the training facility initially, and we were in a process of trying to get a cricket ground. The Irish community was now involved with the cricket. So it's just a huge togetherness in Ballyhonus and in Mayo in particular. Love the town, love the county, love the country. Just feel a part of it now. Really thinking back, from Pakistan to Ireland, it's just been a huge change, but a brilliant change. At the end, I'd like to wish everybody a very happy Mayo Day. आप सबको Mayo Day मुबारक हो हमारी तरफ से Ballyhonus की तरफ से. Thank you very much.
Happy Mayo Day to everybody back in Ireland. My name is Cyril Meehan, and I live here in Vilnius, which is in Lithuania, in the Baltic states. For those who don't know the geographical location, we're bordered with Poland and Russia and Minsk in Belarus. It's a beautiful place. I'm here 4 years. I moved here supposedly to do up an apartment I had, and then I says, wow, why don't I live here? My kids are reared, I have freedom to travel, I do a lot of travel. Vilnius, actually, outside Vilnius, is the geographical center location of Europe, actually. So I'm right in the center of Europe. And it's a beautiful city. There's an old town, there's a lot of history here. Like Ireland, it has a crazy amount of history. Probably more than Ireland because it's on mainland Europe, and they had a lot of invaders, a lot of mix from other countries who took it over and left a certain blend of their own culture and cuisines and whatever else you have. It's a beautiful place. The old town where I live is absolutely beautiful. People who have visited me here from Ireland say it's a hidden gem, and that sums it up well. I miss a lot of things about Ireland, there's no doubt about it. But funny enough, it's the silly things like missing the Irish pudding, the brown bread. I miss Christie's coffee shop in Shop Street in Westport. OC's for the indulgent breakfast in the morning. I miss just seeing the face on the street that I haven't seen maybe in a week, a month, or 30 years, and they give you the familiar nod. You realise you're not invisible, which you are sometimes when you're travelling abroad. I miss cycling out to the point and out at Clew Bay and swimming in the sea with other people. It's become a sort of hip place to go now again, but I learned to swim there. I nearly learned to drown there many years ago. So I miss all of that. Relatives and friends, quiet pints maybe in McGing's or Matt Malloy's or McCarthy's bar. I could go on. But I can take comfort from the fact that there are some similarities between Ireland, Mayo, and Lithuania. They love the potato here. They love their drink. They're highly educated. They have a strong experience of immigration. They've taken on a bigger power. They've been subdued. Their religion was oppressed. Their ability to use their own language. And like Ireland, very similarly, they have had the same experiences. So that gives me a feeling of it being partly like home in Ireland and Mayo. To everybody back home in Mayo, I wish you a happy Mayo Day from here in Vilnius, Lithuania, and I hope to be able to get back soon and see you all. Bye.
I've been in Ireland now for 5 years, and I've been in Mayo for about 4 years and 9 months. Mayo, it's a place where I call home. And the reason is because the colors, they remind me of South Africa. They're vibrant. I love the red and green. It's more alive. It's more summery. It brings joy. And especially when people come together and they wear the Mayo colors. That's one thing that made me fall in love with Mayo when people came together on the Mayo Day. with their colors and coming all out. That meant so much to me, you know. And I fell in love, I felt safe, I felt at home. I mean, coming from South Africa with my son, he was 2 years old by the time, we needed to be safe, we needed to feel at home. And in Mayo, it was easy to feel at home because people are very kind, generous, and they're very calm, you know? In a very, very weird way when you come from South Africa, the calmness is so vivid, you can see it, you know, you can feel it. And that alone made me fall in love with Mayo. And another thing that made me fall in love with Mayo is the diversity. I never felt out of space. I could see different cultures, different religions, different people coming together. And that means a lot because where I come from, we have a rainbow nation where there's different cultures, different nationalities. And me seeing it in Mayo, and how people are settling in it, it made me feel at home. It made me feel like this is a place I would like to call home. And for now, it's 4.5 years. It's gonna be 5 years very soon. And I really feel at home. I really love Mayo. My son loves Mayo. He called himself a Mayo baby, which I think I'm also a Mayo baby because the languages, the diversity, as I was saying, you see it all over the place. You see it so nicely. So when I came to Mayo, I started working with a group called the Ballyhoney's Inclusion Project. And I work with phenomenal ladies. It's Ola, Rispa, and Fati. And the reason for our projects was to help other people around the community. And this was our way of knowing the community, of feeling part of being the part of the community. And we've won 2 awards of the Best Volunteer Awards with that group. And I started working with Mayo County Council. This is the second year working in the Mayo County Council. I work in the community section. And what I love about working in the department is that I get to meet people, I get to be part of the project. I get to be part of the growth of the community, which is what I like, because that's the way I will learn to be Irish. I believe you can learn to be someone else, you know, because I applied for my citizenship. And I don't think I will be a good citizen if I do not know about the Irish culture, about the traveler community, the food. And that's one thing that I like to get involved in. So that's when I started working at Mayo County Council. It brought me so much joy knowing that I can get involved in community work. I get to learn about the community. And that's beautiful. You meet so many different communities and so many different people. You learn every day as you go. So me being in Mayo, I know there's still so much for me to learn. There's still so much to grow in. And what I would love to see myself doing in Mayo is to create a thing for youth where there will be so much diversity without boundaries, you know, where we will remove the line of racism and hatred speech, where the youth can embrace each other, we're welcoming each other, because that's what Mayo is all about. It's all about embracing and warmth. And I would love to see that a lot towards the youth, because youth they are the future and they are always going. I do projects in schools where it's the stories of home. And the reason for the project is to learn about our home Mayo. So I would love to wish everybody a Mayo Day in my own language, which is Zulu. Nibe ne Mayo entle nonke emakhaya. Ngiyabonga. Thank you.
I came to live in England in 1985. The 10th of February, I arrived in Oxford. A lot of snow on the ground. But by the following Tuesday, we were working on the M25, M4, building the motorway that was just being completed. I stayed on that job for a couple of years and then went on to work in steel erecting in London for another year or two until there's a bit of a downturn in events in the late 80s and work went a bit quiet. So I came back to Oxford and started to work with some Mayo lads and some lads from Tyrone. Started working on the buildings and doing some groundwork and stuff around Oxford for a few years. Done that for a number of years up to 1995 when I sadly had an accident and caused me to lose my left leg. So consequently, I had to take time off for quite a while and then change career. It also affected my sporting abilities. I used to play a bit of GAA with Hollingwood at home, and played over here with Oxford for a while, and trained the team over here for a few years, and then went to train on the 16 team, which we won everything, including the county. And it was up until I had the accident, and then that changed my life completely. So I had to take a new career path, which took me into driving school. I now got a driving school, my own baby, and I've been doing that for the past almost 20 years. So I'm very proud of my Mayo connections, and if you're in Oxford any time, you'll see Murphy School and Motoring driving around with the green and red on top. I've got a large family connection in Oxford. There's 8 of us here in total, so I've been kept busy over the years teaching my nieces and nephews to drive, of course. And they're all keeping in touch with Mayo, as I do myself. I go back there a couple of times a year. I've still got lots of friends back there. We keep in touch through Facebook and all the internet and stuff. Love going back to Mayo. It's brilliant. It's the best place in the world. There's nothing like it. And if I win the lottery, I go back tomorrow to live forever. Great spot. Love climbing. I've climbed up Attic a few times, and really enjoy that. And to be honest, I honestly think it's the best place in the world to live. I'd say it's beautiful, lovely scenery, great people, fantastic people. Wherever you go in the world, you meet a Mayo person, have a bit of crack. We've plenty of Mayo people here in Oxford, and it's been a good move over the years, but I still consider Mayo as home. I'd like to wish all the Mayo people, wherever you are in the world, a very happy Mayo Day from me and all my family here in Oxford.
So where are you from yourself? They asked as they passed the tea around. Mayo, I said. I'm from Mayo. As they led the chat while we sipped from cups, we dunked and dipped and time had passed. Mayo, I said. I'm from Mayo. What part are you from? The question next. Belmullet, Westport, Castlebar? Yes. For years now I work, live and love it there. Mayo, I said. I'm from Mayo. I'm a chef, a doctor, a stay-home mum and dad, an artist, a builder and more. That's what I do. Me too, was the reply, and relief came by as we compared our notes and recited profound quotes. Me too. Mayo, I said. I'm from Mayo. That's the way the evening played. Others joined and regaled and shared their stories too. As we held aloft our Kimberleys and custard creams, we found our similarities. Mayo, I said. I'm from Mayo. Don't underestimate the power of tea. As we slowly free and find kindred souls in common ground. Hear ye these sweet reverberating sounds. Mayo, we said, we're from Mayo, we are Mayo. Bawatlen law wio on sausa, a ri gat dena I muo a chonian sa walia agus har lor.